It's all about the live. Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Live. Yo. All right, all right. Back again with another video. What we going to say to let you know. Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. This is how we start our lives, guys. We start the lives by chopping up. We start the live by chopping up. He chopping up. He chopping up. Now sharpen up your knives, guys. Start the live by sharpening up the knives. Okay. All right, I think that's enough sharpening. All right. So today I'm making some deviled eggs. Deviled eggs. D-E-V-I-L-E-D eggs. All right. And I'm going to get on my stove right away. Let's get this thing cooking. So I made these eggs for a client already. Okay. And I'm just kind of recreating it for myself because it came out so good. I want to make it. So with the one that I did for the client, I actually did shrimp. But for us, we're going to do clams. So we have our clams already chopped up. Chop, 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 chopper style, chopper, chop, chopper style. Ready to go. All right. So let me just get a little situated and we're going to have some fun. All right. Get some water. Always got to stay hydrated. All right. What's good? What's happening? Today we're making deviled eggs. Deviled eggs with clams. And then, just for a little treat, I'm going to make some caviar, fruit caviar. Okay, but I'm actually going to use beetroot powder to go on top of the eggs. So it make it a little bit more fancy. That's just how we do it. Always go crazy. So all I have right now, I got the water boiling and we have the eggs ready to go. Okay. And let me show you what else we're going to put in there. This is all I could get off of the plants in the backyard because it's getting kind of cool here. So I look like Snoop Dogg mixed with Chris Tucker. Well, let me get their money. Okay, let me get 50% of each of the money. That would work. Right? 50% of each of the money. I'll take that. Okay, so look here. We have some cilantro, coriander, depending wherever you come from, and some parsley and a shallot, right? And then I'm going to put some Dijon mustard, and I have some mayonnaise that's going into the deviled eggs. Okay? And then, of course, we got the clams. So we got clams, mayonnaise, all the good stuff. So now, what's going to go into the fruit caviar, which is going to be the dope thing, is we have beetroot powder, agar. Okay? You need the agar because this is what makes it the chemical work. You know? Okay? And then we have some cane sugar. And I have some maple syrup. I don't know if I'm going to use the maple syrup right now, okay? Because normally what we do with this, you would use a fruit juice, okay? So you can make mango caviar, you can do pineapple caviar, anything you could think of, anything. I don't care, mint, parsley, anything, whatever you want to do. So this is all going to be the same exact process. You use this process and you'll be able to have a good time with it, okay? So let's get the eggs going. Let me move quickly Because a lot of times I'm on these videos, you know, I always forget. I'm talking, running my mouth, blah, 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 blah. And I forget to be working while I'm running my mouth. All right? So we're going to get the shallot chopped up really fine. This is just going to go into the deviled eggs, guys. This doesn't go into the caviar. But I want to get all these stuff out of the way. So we're going to do a fine chop on it, okay? Because I want it to be really fine. Like I said, what we did for the client, we used shrimp, okay? And all I did was steam the shrimp. And then we hit it with like a jerk seasoning, okay? Yo, this knife is super sharp. You see it, right? Okay? It's super sharp. I'm telling you something. So I got to be careful when I'm online doing this. So you see, we're just going to give it a little fine chop and get these little parts out that I didn't go all the way through. And this is just a shallot, okay? Now, I shouldn't have threw away that end because what I've been doing lately is I've been taking the shallots and all of my veggies and everything, right? And just regrowing them. Just regrowing them. Instead of wasting them, just regrow them. That's what it is, you know? Muharan, what's up? If I'm pronouncing that correctly, I hope I am. You know, what's going on? We're making deviled eggs and a beetroot caviar. Okay? It's what I did for a client earlier. So I just kind of want to show you some of the stuff that we do in the catering. Okay? So if you guys don't mind, if you're hanging out with me for a little bit, just hit that like button on the side. Right? And if you ain't subscribed, just subscribe so you can build up, be part of the community. So let's also get this parsley chopped up. This is just what I have left. The other trees ain't really blooming just yet, so I could only pull this much off of the plant without hurting it. And guys, you should always be growing your own veggies. Okay? Whatever you do, you should always grow your own plants. It's not that difficult. All you got to do is put the stems in water. And then as soon as you see any kind of little root, you just plant it in the ground. That's it. Or in a pot. And just keep watering it. Make sure it has a little bit of sunlight. And in a few months, you'll never have to buy again. You just keep recycling and recycling and recycling, right? So let's get another bowl to put this parsley in. Let's get our parsley here. All right, so now I have some cilantro, right? I don't know, depending where you come from, some people call it coriander. We call it cilantro here. Here it goes. I'm going to cut it up anyway. I may or may not use it, you know. It's one of those things that it's a really strong herb, okay? So it can mess you up by overtaking whatever you're cooking. Next thing you know, you started out good and all the flavors were there, and now you have no flavors at all. Zero. Okay? All right, guys. Chop up, chop up, chop up, chop up. And let's get the cilantro in. All right. Cilantro. Get a quick rinse off of these little tools. And then I hear water boiling over there, so let's get those eggs in. So, how do you put your eggs in the water? What do you say? I like that. Hit that like button if you haven't. Yes, please, girl, dad. That's exactly. Just punch it because it gets me out there, and you know, YouTube says, oh, this guy's got something going on. You know what I mean? People want to see what he's doing. So please just hit that like button. All right. So let's get these. The water's almost boiled. Now this water you don't have to salt, okay? You just need it to boil. We're making deviled eggs. We have our eggs here. Keep these stuff to the side. And the trick, I don't want to break my eggs. So let's see if we can do this slick. I like to just put it on the side and let them just rolling, rolling, rolling. You understand? That's it. Rolling. I know a lot of you, when you make deviled eggs, you just take it and drop it into the thing and crack them. No. Sometimes the eggs has little cracks in it anyway, and it's going to mess you up. You know what I mean? So just roll it in. And we're going to let that boil for about, I don't know, 6 minutes, 7 minutes or so. Right? So let's move on to the fun part, okay? We want to do the caviar. The caviar, guys. Here we have some beetroot powder. Now you don't need beetroot powder. You could use fresh orange juice, fresh pineapple juice, anything you want, right? So you take the juice, squeeze it, whatever, and then you're gonna add it to the pot, okay? So what I'm gonna do is take the beetroot powder. Where's my little spoon, guys? What did you do with my spoon? Beetroot powder. What am I doing? Let's add some water first, guys. Water first. As far as how much water, best way for me to tell you is maybe 4 mLs. You know what I mean? 4 milliliters. For me, I just eyeball it. That's all I do. I don't worry about all of that. These two I look, and that's it. Right? So look, beetroot powder. Remember, on the lives, I always show you different things that we're cooking, okay, that I don't normally put out there like that. And this is just beetroot cooked down, dried out, and then grind it up with the spice grinder. That's all we did with this. And then we have beetroot powder, okay? So what you could do, you could just boil some beetroots while you're doing this and use the beetroot juice, okay? Most people that do this, they make a fruit caviar. So they would have used like mangoes or, I don't know, different things. All right, guys, look. Take it right here and put it in. So I'm just going to put like maybe 2 teaspoons, right? 2 teaspoons. I don't think it even needs that much. Let's cover that. Then we need a little bit of sweetness, okay? Let me put these over here. And the sweetness, we have cane sugar, right? So we're gonna put cane sugar in there. Let me turn this. One of the eggs already cracked, as I could see. I knew it was cracked before I put it in there. So turn down the water. That sucks. We're making deviled eggs, guys, so you don't want too many cracked eggs. Right now, this is cane sugar, okay? I like to use cane sugar instead of regular white sugar. And we're just gonna put like 2, maybe 3 teaspoons. But guess what I did? I forgot that I put this in the beetroot powder. So now I got to take this out of here, because if I see this later, I'm going to think that it's contaminated and be like, yo, something's wrong with the sugar, man. Who did that to the sugar? Something's wrong to the sugar. You understand? So, all right. Cane sugar. Now we're taking a little bit of maple syrup, okay? If I can open this maple syrup. Get open. Stop playing with me. All right. So maple syrup. Whoa. Almost like it's brandy. It's not, but you want to pour it like it's brandy, right? Got some maple syrup in there. Now we need a little spoon, guys. Go get you a smaller spoon, brother. Spoon, start stirring. Okay. Now I'm gonna taste before I get the agar in there. Let me just do a taste. All right. Tastes like sugar. Sweet, man, nice, but not too sweet. It's just a hint. It's beetroot, right? So you don't want it to be sweet. You want it to be sweet like beetroot. You know how beetroot has a natural sweetness? That's exactly what you want to do. Make sure it has a natural sweetness. All right? So we got the eggs going. We got this going. Once this starts coming to a little bit of a boil, just a simmer, we're gonna add our agar. But let me make sure I clean off my little spoon from that beetroot because I do not want this in my agar. Now most specialty stores sell agar. If you're in like a Whole Foods, stuff like that, that's where you can get it, okay? If you don't have agar, we've used gelatin. You can use gelatin too. It will kind of give you the same chemical reaction, right? And then you need one of these things here. This is a little drop bottle. You get this in Walmart, any store, dollar store, whatever, any specialty store has that. And now I forgot about this. Oh no, we got a problem. Guys, we have an issue. This is a major issue, okay? This is my oil. This is supposed to be cold, cool. You don't want it frozen like this. So what we're gonna have to do is leave this out until it unfreezes. I can't do anything with it. Why didn't you remind me we had this in the freezer, man? I was supposed to take it out of the freezer and put it into the fridge. So what we gotta do, we gotta leave that out for now. Let it cool down, melt out. Once it melts out, you know what I mean? What do you say? Do you like water? Jenna, what do you mean, do you like water? I got water, man. Everybody have water. Misleading, thank you. Boom, bam, bada, bam, bam, badang. Respect, respect, respect. Right? All right. So, let's see what we're going on here. So what I'm gonna have to do now, guys, we're gonna have to wait on that a little bit. So we're gonna bring this to a boil, but I don't wanna put the agar in there just yet, okay? You understand? Don't wanna do that. Because if I do that, it's going to thicken it up and I'm not gonna be ready for this. So I'm just gonna let this simmer down just a little bit more now, other than what I wanted to do. And let's get the eggs going. Let's give it one more taste to make sure it's good. Fantastic. Remember, all that is the beetroot powder that we have, right? And sugar, cane sugar, and what else did I put in there? Maple syrup, okay? That's what's in that. So what we gotta do now is just wait for this oil to unfreeze. See? Because the chemical reaction that we're looking for is once the agar goes in there, it's going to look like a little syrupy. We put it in this and then we just drops. And that's going to form it to turn into these little round things like caviar. So that's why we call it fruit caviar or veggie caviar or whatever. You understand? So we have a problem. It's not a problem. It's not anything that's unfixable. You know what I mean? It just means that we got to take our time. What I wanted to do was be on time and have everything going. But these are the type of things that could be happening if you're catering an event. Same exact thing happens, man. You're on time. Everything look like it's going good. And then it'd be the smallest thing ever that just throws you off. So what you got to do is just come back. Don't let it distract you. Don't let it, take you off your center. Stay centered like this. You could sway. It's like you're on a boat. You sway a little bit left, right, left, right, left, right. But guess what? You still stay strong and stand up like this, firm, right? So don't worry about it. We'll be good to go. Those eggs, they probably got about another, I want to say 3-4 minutes. One of them is totally cracked. Just destroyed my perfect record of not cracking eggs when I put them into the hot water. You understand what I mean? So we're making deviled eggs. You guys do with clams, okay? You can use seafood, you can use crab meat, lobster, anything you feel like for this particular recipe, okay? It doesn't matter, any one of them. So what I'm gonna do, normally we would add some jalapenos or some kind of pepper like that. I don't have it, so what I'm gonna go is get my Scotch bonnet, I think I'll use again today, guys. Because I want a little bit of spice, but I don't know if I don't know. Look, doing all these videos with you, I'm losing losing my batch of Scotch bonnet. My secret stash is going down. It's going down. Right? So if anybody has a link, hit me up. I need some more scotchies. Right? So, woo, it smells so good. Let me see if I can find one that I already cut. I don't want to use one that's not cut. Here goes a nice little piece here. See? Let's try this. Cut this up just, I don't want too much of it, right? Because it's still deviled eggs. All you want is the hint of the Scotch bonnet. You don't want it to overpower the Scotch bonnet. You get what I'm saying? You get me? You don't want to overpower it. So, let's get one more little bowl for that. And see if we can chop this up. All right. I have no gloves, so I gotta be careful with this. Especially when you're doing the chocolate, or purple as we call it. When you're doing a chocolate or purple Scotch bonnet, believe me, you don't want to play no games with this. Okay? All right, guys. All right. Just chop it. Chop it. Good to go. Let's chop this up. You want this to be as fine as possible. Okay? And let's get this in here. So we have Scotch bonnet for spice. If you don't have Scotch bonnet, you could use red pepper flakes, jalapenos. Jalapenos actually would be a little bit better for this, for me, I think. You know, with deviled eggs. Because some people don't like it too spicy, you know. And unfortunately, this particular Scotchy is super spicy, right? All right, guys, see it there? Scotch bonnet, eggs them bubbling, waiting for the oil to cool down a little bit. So once the oil cools down, we'll be good to go. All right? Good to go. All right. So now let me take this off of the fire for 1 second, because it's going to defeat the purpose. Look at that. We got a big ice block in our oil, guys. Is this crazy or what? Huh? Hit the like button, guys, if you don't mind. Right there under the 3 little dots comes up. You just snap that thing. Pap, 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 pap. What's up, Share Organics? How you doing? How you doing? This thing is not moving up as usual. I don't know why, but all right. So the oil, once it melts out, we can go ahead and make our beetroot caviar that we're going to top our deviled eggs with. Seafood deviled eggs, actually. So now, let's get this going a little bit, guys. So this here is the clams. I got me some clams already chopped up, y'all. Clams already chopped up, y'all. So let's get us a bowl, y'all. We're going to put the clams in here. It's already chopped up. It looks like tuna, right? Doesn't it? Look at that. Look like tuna, but it's not. It's clams. Let me get another spoon for you. Now with this, we're going to add some shallots to this. So remember the shallots that we cut up earlier? Let's add some shallots. Parsley. Right? And some of the scotchy. So we don't want to go too crazy. I got to save some for the ones that don't have the clams in there. Okay? And then we're just going to season that up. Now, guys, let's add a little bit of herb salt to it. So remember our pink herb salt. We have parsley, dill, sage, mint, rosemary. Everything's in here. So we're just going to add a little bit to that. Right? Don't want to over season it, just a little. And bow! All right? Nice. So that's the clams. You think those eggs are ready yet? Huh? Let's turn off the eggs. We're going to drain those eggs, get them in some cool water, and put this to the side and peel them. All right, let me get some water in here for these eggs. Hopefully this will cool it down pretty quickly so we can get this party started. We got the eggs going. All right, let's get this water off. Guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this for me. Appreciate it. All right, these are the eggs. Let's get that in there. We got the eggs in there. Let me see if I can get some ice cubes, guys. Get a few ice cubes going. Cool these down. Remember, we're making deviled eggs. A seafood deviled egg. All right. I'm gonna put some ice in there just to kind of cool down the water and let it get, right? Just to cool it down a little bit. All right, guys, where are we? Is this melted fully? There's still a little block in there. This is our vegetable oil that we have that has to be cool so that we can make our caviar. Okay, it's almost ready. It's almost ready. It might be ready. So let's get these cool down a little bit before I peel them. Right? Let's put this back on. And then we're going to get the agar. Let's get the agar to move all these things out the way so we have room. So we turn the heat back on. We don't like to not follow through, guys, okay? This is a light little problem. I wanted to follow through with this and then immediately put it into the... So you guys are going to see what I'm going to see and see if it works. It might not even work. How funny would that be? We go through all of this and it don't work. But that's what happens when you decide to do things live. You know, there's no Mr. Replay, Mr. Replay, Mr. Replay. There's none of that. Just live. You just have to deal with it. So let's see what happens, man. Okay. That's why them TV shows stop doing lives. Okay, because you can't change the little mix up. You understand? So they stop doing lives. Hit the like button on the side, guys, if you don't mind. Just hit that for me. 2 seconds. 1, 2, 3. It don't take you no time. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't take you no time at all. Stay hydrated. Drink some water. Sparkling if you can. It's the best. Delicioso. Nothing beats sparkling water. I don't care what anybody says. Okay? Nothing. Tell me something that beats sparkling water. I'm listening. I'm waiting. Let me know. What beats sparkling water? Right? All right. Let's turn up. Turn up the lights. And let it go. Get this to a boil. By the time that boils, this should have cooled down already. It's almost cool. Almost time for me to... This is the one that spoiled the party. See? Broke already. You. Disgusting. Let me kind of crack them. You know what I like to do? Crack them. and then just kind of have them in the water. So it's nice and cool for me. Nice and cool, guys. Give it a little crack, a little squeeze, and then it's in the water for you. All right, so rotted, so I'm tougher than tough. Crack, water. Crack, squeeze, water. All right, crack, squeeze, water. All right, this is coming to a boil. Now we're gonna add our agar. I don't know, can you see? See? Coming to a boil, simmer. You have to find, you know, when you have an electric burner, there's certain spots that are hotter than the other. So you always kind of move around your pot to see where the sweet spot is. So all we're gonna do, we're taking like a teaspoon or so of the agar, and we're gonna throw that in there. I'm gonna add a little bit more, but you don't need to. Julie, what's up? What's going on? We're making deviled eggs, seafood deviled eggs with clams, and I'm making a beetroot caviar, okay? All right, guys, look. It's already happening. I'm gonna put a tad bit more in there. You guys don't do this, don't add more. It's not necessary. But, you know, when you're doing lives, you do what you wanna do. You see it? So now, we're gonna give it a stir. Look, guys. Give it a stir. Stir it up, little darling. Stir it up. All right. So that's got the agar in there. It don't look like much. Right? I'm gonna let it cool down just a little before I put it into the. And now this is the oil. It's cold, but what I'm gonna do, D Savage, please, thank you again. Exactly. All right, so this here, it was oil, it had frozen, okay? It has to be cool, almost frozen, but not frozen, really it's cold. So I'm gonna put it back in the fridge real quick because it's getting a little too hot out here. And then once that cools down, we'll get it into our jar and we'll see if this works, okay? In the meantime, let's peel off the eggs and get this going. And guys, subscribe. Come on, man. Subscribe. Sometimes I'll be doing 2 videos a day, you know, one in the early like this and then one later on for dinner. You know, depending on how I feel, I might do one later on, depending on what we want to cook, you know. Later on, though, I'm only cooking something like spaghetti, you know what I mean? Something easy, so I don't know. I don't know if people want to see spaghetti, if that's something to do. All right, so we're peeling these eggs. All we're doing is making a deviled egg, guys. So peel them off. Let that cool down just a little. Not much. And then we're going to try and make this beetroot caviar. A beetroot caviar. Beetroot caviar. A beetroot caviar. Nobody can talk to us, you know. I'll tell you, once we're over here, we're going to be doing all kinds of stuff. You're going to be just, they say, Kathy, you like spaghetti and meats? I know, that's what I'm saying, but should I do a live with that? You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking, man. You got me thinking. To do or not to do it? What should you do? Because it's called beetroot caviar, because I'm going to show you one second. Let me just get this last one peeled, and then I'll explain it to you why we call it beetroot caviar. Okay? And what we're going to be doing. Get this out of the way, guys. Let me dry my hands here. Okay. All right. The reason why we call it beetroot caviar is because we used beetroot powder. Okay? So beetroot powder, we just take our beets and you roast them, boil them, however you want to do it. Then you dehydrate them. Okay, turn this off, the heat, man, jeez. You dehydrate them and then you use one of these things here. Let me show you. This is called a spice grinder, okay? So you use this spice grinder and it turns it into this powder here. It's the same thing I do with all of my herbs, all of my seasonings, everything. We just grind them up and, you know, I should do a live about that, show you how to make your own seasonings. It's pretty cool. Then what we're gonna do, we make it into a little sauce here. And we're going to get into this thing and put it into the oil. And hopefully, we get caviar out of it. Okay? What do you say, Kathy? Some spaghetti, garlic. Oh, man, you're making me hungry thinking about that right now. Maybe I will do it. I don't know. Okay, so I'm trying to pour this into the squeeze bottle. Okay. Let's get it in there, guys. Wipe this down a little. All right. So we got it into the squeeze bottle here. Now, I'm not sure if I put the enough agar in there, okay? That might have been a problem. But let's see what we're gonna do here. All right, this is the time, guys. Yes, D Savage, talk to them. Run it up on the likes, guys. Hit the like in the side. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go. Come on. All right. Here we go. Dun, 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 bum, bum. You know what? Let's try something else. Let's see if I can put it in something where it's easier for you guys to see. I don't know. Let's just try this. So normally, we take it. Here we go. And we just, whoa. Act like y'all didn't see that. Let's do some drops. So let's do the drops. Now looks like this is the wrong squeeze bottle. Okay. So we're just dropping them in there. Yep, this is the wrong squeeze bottle, unfortunately. But I'm gonna have to make it work. So, yep, this is the wrong squeeze bottle. Oh boy. This is the wrong squeeze bottle. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see something. Let's try another one. Let me get down here. Get down on it. Get down on it. We have a brand new one here. Let's see if this works. So you see how it's settling at the bottom like that? It's not coming out the way we want. All right, but let's try something. We may not have enough agar in there. That could be the problem. Yes, I think I did not put enough agar, which is fine. Just why we're doing it on live. Know what I'm saying? Now you use this. These are the squeeze bottles. I make this all day, every day, guys. So here we go. Let's see. Nope. All right, so you see how it is at the bottom? I don't know if you guys can see that. So let's get a spoon here. And let's pour this out. Yeah, this is not going to work. All right. You know what happens? When in Rome and it doesn't work out the way you want it, you simply do it again. So let's get this out of here. Come on, guys. Get out of there. Get out of there. Skedaddle. Skedaddle. All right, so one or two things could have happened with this, right? Either when I froze it, I let it get too hot, the oil, okay? So the oil is not cold enough, as you can see. So here, look, guys. I don't know if you see that. The little mini balls. Problem is for me, I need it more darker than this, okay? So all we would do with this is go ahead and rinse it in water, which I'm gonna go ahead and do anyway. And then I'll show you. So it still works, but it's not what we want. Okay. So here, we have our oil. So what I'm going to do is put the oil back in the freezer and let it cool down. Okay? Because I need my caviar. It is a necessity. But anyway, look here. See? This, let me get a towel and dry this off. And here we go. Move out of the way. You are in my way. Too many things. I do not want you all here. And there. You have some kind of caviar style. Okay? So, all it is just gelatinous. No. I got to make that over. That's good. Okay? So we got a problem, Houston. We need to make this over. So let's go wash this pot out real quick and make it over. Luckily, this takes no time to make. That's the beauty of it. It's not long. So while we're doing the deviled eggs, I actually can go ahead and get this done. I knew that I didn't put enough agar in there. I knew that was a problem. So this is just a fruit caviar, guys. That's all it is. Okay? So, like I said before, I normally would have used juice. And let's get these rinsed out. And how you know, normally when you have it in these bottles, you almost can't get it out. You know what I mean? But I can see already that it was way too watery to make sense. It's got to be a nice, thick, consistency. And another thing I should have done, I think I didn't let it cool down enough, You got to let it cool down. That's the thing. So let me just get these rinsed out. And let's just go ahead and get our deviled eggs done. The hell with it. All right, those are rinsed out, ready and waiting. Ready and waiting. But now we have deviled eggs. So how do you make your deviled eggs, guys? Okay. I just cut mine like this. And then, once I cut it like that, we need another spoon. And where do we put this? In this bowl would be good. All right. So, let's get out the center. Have you guys ever had fried deviled eggs? Like, that's one of my specialties too, is fried deviled eggs. I have it on the page. If you guys ever want to see, I have a video up. All you do it the same way you're making a deviled egg now, but then you're going to put the egg part into batter, Yeah, sturgeon caviar is the caviar, but this is for us broke people, okay? So we have to make our own caviar. You understand? Because we're broke. All right. Look at this. This can't eat. So because this is so messed up, look at that. It's not right. Now, I was told I got to eat softly. Okay. Let's get this over here. All right. Couple more, and we're going to make it. What do you guys put in your deviled eggs? Yeah, I'm going to smash up these egg yolks. Some mayo. I got some Dijon mustard. Right? Let me see. What else we got here? We got some Dijon mustard. Let me rinse this off. And I think I'm gonna put, we have shallots in the clams already, and we have parsley in the clams already, right? So I'm gonna add a little Scotch bonnet. We actually have Scotch bonnet in the clams too, but I just wanna, you can never have too much Scotch bonnet, okay? So let's go ahead and get this. Turn it back on. Let's get some water in here. Okay. Okay. When them say you want it nice, you do it twice. You understand? That's how it goes. Put the water in there. Now we're going to use some cane sugar. Yeah, add little paprika, Kathy. You got it. Now you're talking to me. You like regular paprika or smoked paprika? All right, so we're just doing a teaspoon of sugar. Where did we just do it? Our lid. Teaspoon of sugar. And what are we missing? Oh, beetroot powder. Okay. Alexandra, hello, hola. Yeah, smoked is the best for sure. Let me tell you. I love me some smoked paprika. All right. Beetroot powder for the second go around. Scotch bonnet is a pepper. It's a Jamaican pepper. It's like a habanero. If you've ever had a habanero pepper, it's very similar, except that it has way more flavor than a habanero has. All right. So this time we're just doing sugar. Let me do a little bit more beetroot powder. Okay, beetroot powder, sugar, and then we're going to do agar. We got the oil in the freezer again. Okay, let me rinse this off. I do not want beetroot powder anywhere. One thing with beetroot, you know that it stains everything, right? It's just one of those things. It's like curry. It's just going to stain every single thing you have. Okay? So, let's do ourselves a favor and get these things out of my way, guys. Let that boil up a little bit. Smash these. Okay. And then we need some mayonnaise, because if we don't put mayo, it's going to be dry. And nobody likes it dry. You understand? Listen to me. Oh. Let's go. All right, mayo. Bow. Bow. Come on. Come on. Bow. Boom, boom, boom. All right, what else you guys put in there? We got mayo in there, right? What else? What else goes in there? Come on, talk to me, talk to me. I think some Dijon mustard. You put yellow mustard or you put Dijon mustard? I use Dijon. Oh, always got to shake up your mustard. You know that, right? Mayo, mustard. That's it. Do you guys put relish in there? Dill. Gotta have dill, but guess what? Guess who don't got none? Yeah, I love dill in there. All right, just a little mustard. Whoops. Oh, seemed like a little bit more than a little. Anything else? What else y'all put in there? All right, Netta, what's up? What's up? How you doing? How you doing? All right. Guys, we're going to try this again. Let me get the agar for the beetroot caviar. So if you're just coming in, I effed up the beetroot caviar. So we're going to try it again. Here we go. So agar. I know you ain't supposed to put too much, but I don't know. I'm doubling up. I don't care. Okay? Let's get it in there. Let's go, guys. Whoa. Now you're talking to me. Give it a stir. Break that all down. Oh, you gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Don't want no lumps. Okay? We're making that beetroot caviar, guys. Where it said dash of garlic or garlic salt, paprika on top. Yes, Dalton, that's what we're saying. All right. This kind of looks more like it. I'm going to stir this up just a little bit. It's got that nice, beautiful beetroot color that I wanted from before. Let me get this over here. Let's get this going. So far we only have mustard, mayo. That don't seem like enough. You don't need to watch a video with just mustard and mayo, nothing else. Come on, man. What about hot sauce? You put hot sauce in there? Anybody? Yeah? Any hot sauce? Nobody? This is looking good already. All right. Remember, this is a seafood. So what I'm going to do to the seafood, I need a little mayo on the seafood, guys. You guys are making me... I'm so busy worried about this. All right. So I'm just putting a dab on the seafood. I don't want too much. Just to... There we go. That should be enough. And the seafood that we're using today is clams, okay? Finely chopped clams. Okay, you said onions. Yeah, I have some shallots. So I'm going to put shallots in there. Right? Just a few, not too much. Hey, what about relish? Relish? Anybody? Talk to me. Let me know I got relish, man. Rasheen, wagwan. What's good? Relish, guys, talk to me. Hit the like button, please. When you come in, hit that like button so that YouTube can send it out to the masses for me. All right. Look at this. That's how we were supposed to be looking the last time, okay? Kayla, wagwan. What is up? All right. So what we want to do with this, make sure it's stirred up pretty good. Okay. I don't need no lumps in that. Relish, guys. Do we put relish in this? Eh? Talk to me. Talk to me. Yo, if you don't tell me, no relish, Catherine said. You're ruining the deviled eggs. Pull up. All right. Let's not use words ruining. I didn't put the relish. I was asking a question. Should I? Should I? You know what D. Brown said? Should I relate with you? Should I put my trust in you? Right? All right. Little black pepper. I don't care what y'all say. Little black pepper. Oi! We're going to mess up our caviar. All right. Now, we got this. Stir. Woo! This is going to mess me up. All right. Let me get this into the pan. 1 second, guys. We got to get this in to our little squeeze bottle. Wipe that off. All right, get the top. We're trying this for the second time. Salt, pepper. All right, listen. You got to bear with me. I got a lot of stuff going on here, okay? I don't want to mess up my caviar. So, let's go. All right, we got to put this to the side. You got to stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Just hang out. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we got the oil, okay? I know we got the eggs in the way, but I got the oil right here. So here we got the agar, beetroot powder, cane sugar, and should have put maple syrup in there, but I totally forgot, okay? So this is the moment of truth. Is the oil cold enough? That's the key. If it's not, I ain't doing this. I don't care. You're just going to miss out on this. Okay? Ready? Set. Go. All right, we're doing the drops. Just drops, 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 drops. Drop, 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 drop. And it should just fall down. Oops. Let's go. Come on, take your time. Let's just do it like this. Woo! The oil is not cold enough. Never fails, guys. So 2 times, it doesn't work. Okay? See it there? We tried it twice, and it didn't work either time. I am officially a failure. Trying to rush. And look. The oil is not cold enough. And if the oil is not cold enough, the chemical reaction doesn't work properly. Right? So it's one or two things. I should have let the agar, the solution, cool down a little bit, right? This should have cooled down just a little bit. It shouldn't be piping hot like how I took it off and put it in there. That's an issue, right? So, I mean, they're still forming, right? But it's not nice, round, beautiful caviar that we're looking for, okay? So, ain't nothing wrong with being a failure twice. I mean, it's just something wrong with doing it twice on live. Gee whiz. All right, let's see if we can get this out of here. So let's get this oil out. See, it's not bad, right? They're not bad. I'm gonna put this back in the fridge for later. Okay. The oil's gotta really, really be cold. And I did do it, but I let it freeze. It froze on me earlier. Okay. But it's not bad. Let me tell you. So now what I do, let's take some water and rinse these off. It's still not bad. Okay? So you take your water and rinse them off. Okay? Whoops. Flying all over the place. Oh, so they're not bad, guys. They came out just fine. Okay? No. Okay, Kathy. So if I wanted it to taste like caviar, what I would have done, I would have used things like nori, other little kind of seasonings that mimic more of a fish flavor. This is we just using the word caviar just because, you know, just because. That's all. But it's not gonna. This particular one is not gonna taste like caviar. Okay. This is just like you're doing, like we call it caviar just because it looks like it. See how it has the size and everything of caviar, but it's not going to be caviar. But I could make one that looks just like caviar. It would be black, has the same fishy thing. It's a vegan version of doing it. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's just how that goes. You know. All right, let's finish up our deviled eggs here, guys. And then I can get this plated up. Ah, wrong plate. Let's get this plate here. All right, let's get everything onto a plate and plate this thing up. And we'll be good to go. GTG, GTG. So, here's our deviled eggs. Now, you guys told me not to put no relish, not to do nothing like that. You know what I mean? That's fine. So here we go. All I'm gonna do, yeah, I know we could use a piping bag and all of that, but no piping bag today. All right? Smoked paprika, guys. That's what I have. So we're just gonna put these in here. Okay. Real easy. And then now, the way I'm gonna do, I have some Scotch bonnet here. I'm gonna add it on after, you know. CP3, Wagwan. All right, so Kathy, the only thing I have in the garden, I have like some scallion growing. I don't have any chives. I have scallion. The dill, I have it in my salt. I don't have any more fresh dill right now. Remember, one of the keys of the channel is to use what you have available and make it work, right? So it's not necessarily about, oh, let me go get this. It's what we have. So if we don't have dill, what's the next best thing to do? That's what I gotta, you know, what do we do next? What's next? So chives, okay, we can't use chives, but I do have scallion. So scallion is not bad, right? I could use scallion and do that. All right. And then let's just hit the like button, guys, and share for me if you don't mind. All right, let's get these out of the way. All right. So now, remember, we have our seafood, our clams here. The clams have Scotch bonnet, parsley. Let me add a little bit more parsley in this thing here. I'm gonna put some of the cilantro in there too, because I like it to be really herby, right? So it's parsley, cilantro, Scotch bonnet. And what we're gonna do is just get a little bit of this on top. This is our clams. So the one that I did earlier, we had, yeah, I'm gonna sprinkle the smoked paprika on there for sure. The one that I did earlier was shrimp, okay? So we're just gonna do our clams. Whoa. That is delicious. That looks so good. I would just marry you with the clams. Look at this, guys. Boy. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more with clams. Gotta have an even number. You understand? So the clam goes on top. If it was a shrimp, you would have just put the shrimp on top. Let's get this out of the way. Rinse my hand. Can't have seafood on it. All right. There we go. Let's get this back up in where it belongs. All right. What are we missing? The smoked paprika, they said. Now it's a necessity to put a smoked paprika on there, which we have here, guys. Smoked paprika. And let's make a little dab. Just dab, 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 dab. Pow, 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 pow. All right. I got another little thing that I need to put on mines over here that you guys won't put over there. And this is just some arugula microgreens. So we get the arugula microgreens here. See that there. Okay. There. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. You're absolutely beautiful, beautiful, Chef Balo. Beautiful. I love it. I love what you do. And then let's take our caviar that didn't come out perfect, but it still came out pretty good, right? And add it to this one here. Whoa, whoa. Put it on this, guys. Let's get it on this one also. Look at that. So this is why it's called the caviar. So if I would have made this with like blueberries or there's other little things I could use to make it get the black color. Maybe blackberries. All right. Put some of the caviar there. Oops. Let's get it here. So guys, this is a beetroot caviar that we're using. And then you put some respect on my name. So I thought it didn't come out well, but it came out perfect. See? That's why sometimes you shouldn't worry about things, you know what I mean? I thought it came out terrible, but it came out perfect, guys. Look at this, look at this. I mean, whether you like to cook or not, you got to say at least you learned something today. I mean, you saw me make the first set and mess it up, okay? And then it didn't take us that long to just go back and make another set. You know what I mean? Look here. So, this was the one we made earlier. See that? So it's not totally messed up. You know what I mean? Look at this. It's not totally messed up. There you go. But these ones are perfecto. So the only thing that I don't like is the clams. I don't see enough color, right? So we just need some kind of color on the clam one. I don't know what to do with it. What should I do? Should I put the caviar on that also? Or no? Just leave it be. Let it stay like that. So let's remove them. So we'll take this and put these on this plate. Oh, before we do that, let me show you what we would need to do. We got to take some pea tendrils, right? And use the pea tendril, guys. Watch out. Look at this. Let's get this down. Wow. Wow. Wow, look at this. The pea tendril. Get it down. I gotta do it so I gotta get pictures, Kathy. That's the thing. Okay. And that's this. Let's get this one down. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Whoa. Don't you do that to me. Stay there. And then one more. Man, Kathy said I gotta eat one, so that's for sure. Let's get this. Maybe even here, just like this. Doesn't matter. Just want them spread out. Let's get this over. Put this over here. Oh, there we go. That's what we want. Okay? And then now, I could try one of them blows on fire. See this? Look. Fantastic. I know what I was missing. Jerk seasoning. This one needs more pepper. So, where's my little thing, guys? We need some pepper on this. And let's put pepper. Remember, this is a chocolate Scotch bonnet, you know, so you don't want this to be too hot. Okay? You don't want this to be too hot. Watch out. Wait. Lord of mercy. All right. And then now we got the clams. Okay? No, this is fantastic. The clams, I'm allergic to seafood. So I made this for people in the house. So I got to call them and let them come and taste it. And then they'll let me know. One thing I'll tell you. My people, they don't have no mercy. If the thing sucks, they're going to say it sucks. They don't care. They ain't sparing my feelings for nobody. And that's how you become a better chef. If you make something and it's not good, you don't want somebody to tell you that it tastes good. You know, you always want somebody to tell you the truth. If it's bad, man. That way you get better. Because one thing I learned in life, imagine somebody's making some horrible food, right? And you telling them it's good. You know what's going to happen the next time? They're going to make it the same exact way. They're going to make it the same exact way. The way that you didn't like it. Because you done told them it was good. So they're like, shoo, well, that's how they like it. So I'm just going to go ahead and make it like that again. Right? So you always tell people, you know, it's a nice way to tell people, you know, you don't got to be like, oh, this is nasty. But you got to be like the way they tell me, they be like, that wasn't your best work. So once I hear that wasn't your best work, I know that, damn, I messed up. You know what I mean? All right, so let's just get this in the middle. And then what we do, we take the eggs and just kind of place them around. Okay? And place them around. And leave that little middle part. Look at that. And there you go, your deviled eggs. Right? We got a paper towel here. Fantastic. Let's just put this, it's leaning a little. Let's get this, I don't want it to fall that way. All right, let's do it like that, right? And then we can actually take the rest of our caviar and just kind of scoop it in the middle and see how that looks. See what comes out like. Yep, just scoop it in the middle. There we go. All right. Some on the outside. Whoop. Then you gotta dry them. So when you make this caviar, right, the fruit caviar, you rinse it in the water and then you gotta dry it, okay? So you rinse it in the water and you dry it, and then you can put it in the fridge and it'll last you for a minute, meaning, you know, like a couple days or so you can make it ahead of time, all right? Sally, what's up? Essex, yes. Big up yourself, big up yourself, big up yourself. So we just made deviled eggs, right? And we use seafood, clams, okay? So we did deviled eggs, we got clams on this one, and then on this one, we actually have just vegetarian. So we used a beetroot caviar, so we made a beetroot caviar, which is just agar, beetroot powder, and some sugar. You boil it up, then we get it into a squeeze bottle like this, okay? And then we just put it in to some very cold oil. So the oil goes in the freezer. What happened to us earlier, we tried to do it, but I left the oil in the freezer too long and it froze. So by the time it cooled down, too much water, put it in, didn't work, okay? I'll show you, I still have some left over, what it looked like. So the first one we did came out like this. This is still just not right. You know what I mean? So the second one came out perfect. But let me see. I put the oil back in the freezer. Let's see if it got cool enough to finish up this agar. So let's move this to the side. We'll save this for some pictures. All right. Let's see, guys. This is what's left. This is cooled down now, okay? Kathy, hey, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you as usual, man. I really think, love you interacting with me and everything, okay? You have a good day, you know? All right, guys, we're gonna just add this and see if it works. This is cooled down. It's gotten thicker. All you do is just drop them in there like drops. Like drops, yeah, there you go. So it's better. You want them bigger, you kind of just squeeze them out, but you know, just like a whoop, like that drop there. So you just want them to drop in there. Once they go in the oil, the chemical reaction with the agar, they'll go down and they'll sink. And then what we do, we drain the oil after that. Okay. The only thing I could tell you, sometimes you can't save these squeeze bottles once you put them in there, right? These are dead because they're it's like gelatin. So it just becomes gelatinous and it sticks to it and there's nothing you could do. You just toast. All right. So that's that. Got them all in there. I'm gonna try and rinse this out and save it, but I doubt it. I've tried this before. It didn't work out for me too well. Even if I put bleach and soap water in there, it just doesn't work out. But we're gonna try and save it real quick. If you do it fast, I think it works if you get it out right away. You know. Let's see. Yeah, this is coming out, guys. So maybe I just didn't do it fast enough. All right. So now, what we need to do with that, once you get it out of there, let me show you so you know what to do. All right. Got a little water in this thing. So you got to rinse it, the oil. So this is the, I need something to put this oil in. What am I going to put the oil in, guys? Talk to me, talk to me. Oh, I can put the oil in here. So let's start out like this. We don't want to waste this oil because the oil is still good. Get a baby bottle brush for you. You know, oh, that's a great idea, Catherine. See? This is why I got to deal with y'all, because y'all are more sensible than I am. So let me put this in here because I could see me spilling this all over. So we want to get this oil out of here, which I know I was going to spill it all over. All right. Look at this. Beautiful. So if you use blackberries, it's going to look just like caviar. If you want it to taste like that, you just use like some nori, grind up the nori, let it get that fish kind of flavor, right? Let me rinse this out so I can get the water in here. And if you did that, you pretty much would have it looking and tasting similar to caviar. Now listen guys, it's not caviar, okay? So what I do with that is just, if somebody's a vegan and I want to make them something cool, that's how I do it. So if you're vegan and you want to have something cool like that, you can do it, okay? But if you eat caviar, then just go buy caviar, man. Don't try and make a caviar if you eat caviar. That don't make no sense, right? So here, look. I got some water. Let's rinse this out. All right, let's just rinse this, guys. See it here? Look. So I'm gonna fill it up with the water. So all we're doing now, we're getting the oil off of it, right? So I like to let it just kind of sit in there like this. I hope you guys can see this on the camera. All right. Let it sit in there. And I need one more bowl to take this out. Come on, come with me. One more bowl. Let's clean this out. Where are you? Okay, fine. So you see the oil in there? Look at this. See the oil? All right? Look. So what I do now, I'm gonna take a paper towel and dry them off. So this is how it should have, this is how it should have been the first time, okay? You end up being, hit the like button for me, guys, please. This is how it should have been the first time. Look. So you get that oil off, then you just put it into a paper towel, right? Let's get rid of this. Let's get it, paper towel. A paper towel. Come on, guys. Have a little respect for my name. It's not bad, man. Come on, you ain't making no beetroot caviar, you know, to be on live and have somebody do it. Sally, what time is it where I'm at? It's about 2:30. Where are you at? What time is it? All right. Let's see. So see the caviar? I don't know if you can see that, man. So see it there? Look. Nice. All right. Okay, just like beetroot. Now I need something to put it in. Maybe this. This will work. So you can make this ahead of time. You know what I mean? You don't need to. Whoa. Don't go away, run away from me. I saved your life. And you have gone away. There we go. So even though initially I made a mistake, right? I rectified the mistake immediately. Let me take out this big one. You don't belong. And there you go. Look at that. Look. Bop, bada, bada, bop, bop. Me have caviar, me have caviar, me have caviar, ya, 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 ya. Caviar, caviar, caviar. Caviar, caviar, caviar. Now, of course, it's not real caviar, guys. So please, don't be sitting there and I want to hear later on, that ain't no caviar. Caviar costs a lot of money. Thank you, Catherine. So, you see how we would plate it? And then, this is the clams. So, without and with. Somehow, I got to take pictures of this whole thing. You know what I mean? I got to take some pics. All right, so to recap, deviled eggs, okay, right? We kept it simple. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I did this for a client earlier today, but the difference was we use shrimp, okay? But normally for these, if I'm doing them for a client, sometimes I use shrimp like this now. I might even, let me show you. You want to play with me? Huh? You're playing around with me, are you? Some of us have this. All right? This is 24 karat gold, edible gold. They come in these sheets like this. And if I really want to jazz it up, what I do is I add some. Like, what's that restaurant? Salt beer? Yeah. But this is not no salt beer. This is jerk beer. Gold beer. See? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to tear off a piece and throw it on there. I'm twinkle it up and twinkle it up. So now we have deviled eggs with 24 karat gold, guys. I just do this stuff on the live, man. These gold sheets are not cheap. You know what I mean? These are not cheap at all to just be doing it on a live, you know? And then we add that, and then I gotta save it. I can't waste it. I can't throw it away. Sure, you say you want to see spaghetti. That's later. Later tonight, I'll be back. We're gonna do some spaghetti. Spaghetti. We're gonna do some spaghetti. Around 7 o'clock, we're gonna do some spaghetti. All right, guys. I think that's a wrap. Wrap. Hit the like button on the side. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. We'll be back 7 o'clock tonight. You understand? But we're doing something simple. We're just making some good old-fashioned spaghetti. Now, am I going to use meat sauce or am I just doing it with regular sauce? I don't know. It's whatever I feel like. I might not feel like no meat. If I do, then I'm going to add it. You understand? Catherine, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it so much. Man, I'm telling you. Appreciate everybody that's hanging out with me. Everybody that's liking the thing and pushing it out and sharing it, you know. It's all love from my end. So, clams, remember, you can make these deviled egg with any kind of seafood. It doesn't matter. Shrimp, lobster, crab meat, all the good stuff. You know, I do a lot of these for the yachts. When we do the yacht parties, we have some clients that they have Airbnbs and we're the ones that supply the food to the Airbnbs. When the guests come, these are a favorite for them. And then these ones are for the people that don't eat meat, because you have some people don't eat seafood, they don't eat meat. So we did it. We used the beetroot caviar because I love the color on this. And all we do for the beetroot, we just take regular beetroot, roast it, but you can boil it and then you dehydrate it and then you grind it down to a powder and it keeps forever, okay? And to make this, all we do, we take agar, beetroot powder, sugar, and maybe some maple syrup if you have it. You just bring that to a boil, stir it up, you put it in a squeeze bottle. You have a little bit of vegetable oil that has to be very cold. You don't want it to freeze. It's very, earlier, if you was on earlier, you know that we had it frozen. It didn't work out too well for us. So you don't want it to freeze. You want to make sure that it's cold, but not ice cold. And then all you do, you let the agar. Another thing we did, we took it hot and no, you got to let it cool down just a little bit. Okay, so your solution, you let it cool down a little bit. Squeeze bottle, you just go ahead and put it in there and it forms all these little caviar, see that?
Look at this. Look at this here. You see that?
I'm going to use this tomorrow and the day after and the day after that, okay? Because it lasts. So when you're making this for a catering, you make it ahead of time, put it away, and you're good to go. You understand? So that's it for me, guys, today. I'll be back 7 o'clock. Chef Balo, one love. I'm out.